we're the people that are working on recreating the Windy Valley prototype mod because we don't like the way that it came out before. I'm It's Easy, actually, and with me is...
Super cool, Sonic.
And you probably have seen us around the scene a little bit here and there. Um, but what we're hoping to do with this mod is make the level the way that it was intended to be. Right now we've got video of what we've got working playing. A lot of it has been just tossing code in, seeing what happens and what works. Right now we've got parts 1 and 3 working. 2, we don't have anything for yet. We've got the land table in there, I think. Is that right?
Yes, we have the pieces placed, but we don't know if the coordinates when they're placed is accurate, so we'll have to check that later.
All right, so yeah, we got to work on that. We've got to get the tornado working, which we haven't done yet, but it's it's
Fun.
it's in progress. Um, the biggest issue with that is it was a function directly the for the stage originally, and now it's got to be an object or something. So we got to figure out how to handle that. But for the most part, I think Act 1 is mostly done, except for some issues with collision we've been running into, which is a well-known problem with SADX.
Collision has a lot of problems in this idea.
Yeah. Thanks to Super Cool Sonic, we actually managed to find a lot of issues that have been going on with the collision and found out that it's just actually an internal issue with the way that collision is handled in Sonic Adventure DX. So we're fighting an uphill battle at that point with that. But for the most part, we've got what, just about all of the objects in the game now.
Yes, most of the objects for X1 and 3 are in. Many of the objects for X2, however, are not.
Yeah, because Act 2 uses a lot of these floating platforms, which I've been trying to figure out how to handle. He's been trying to figure out how to handle. We'll figure it out eventually. But like we said, everything seems to be working at this point. Kind of. We've made it to where the set files, you can change variables for stuff that probably was in the original. We don't entirely know, but it works. And a lot of stuff has default values, which is the way that it was originally. You got anything to add about Act 1?
Um, well, for Act 1, I guess a commentary on the level itself. The SCP file was mostly complete, and you can see it working in evilham footage for the most part. But I don't know if there's really much to add to Act 1. We've seen it most in the footage, so Act 3 is where the real mystery is, which is starting out right now.
Yeah, we've got Act 3, which, as you can see, I keep turning on the free cam. It's because we got to fix those camera files. They don't like to work. But
Yeah,
anyway,
camera is a big improvement.
yeah, we'll get around to that. But Act 3 is pretty barren for the most part, which I think a lot of people remember from the original mod that we all worked on. And it was a lot of that stuff, a lot of the objects were just missing from it because we either A, didn't have them, or the guy who kind of took up lead on the project after me and another person gave him the files, he just went with it because we didn't know as much as we do now. We couldn't do a lot of what we can do now back then. But thankfully, thanks to Main Memory and Sonic Freak 94, we were able to do a lot more stuff in the game, and that's why Act 3 actually is working a lot better, because you've got a lot of the objects working. The main thing missing from Act 3, and everybody's going to notice this, is the blue spring on the island. I have yet to... neither of us have tried putting that in, except he's put it in as a static object, right?
Yes, I have most of the objects displaying either statically without collision or, in the raft's case, just there with dynamic collision. It's just there so I can see the level layout in the game when I'm designing the new layout for Act 3.
Yeah, that's been another challenge, is trying to figure out just how to get those objects in there. But that one's going to require looking at the spring code and figuring out how to work around it, which hopefully we'll get there soon. I really need to take a look at that. But But yeah, so we got to get Act 2 working. We've got to somehow fix the collision issues we've been running into, which I've got some ideas on, but we'll get around to that. And we've got to get the rest of the objects working. And I'm sure that a lot of people are wondering when we might have a release for this, and honestly, we don't know. I'm hoping to maybe... I want to, for sure, have it ready by November of next year to enter it into the hacking contest, if you're interested as well. Super cool, Sonic.
Oh yeah, totally. This could easily be a great entry for the hacking contest.
Sweet. So there you go. You'll definitely see us by then. Hopefully we'll have something playable out at some point, even if it's just Act 1 and Act 3 and some sort of wonky transition to get you into Act 3 from Act 1. But where it stands right now, the mod is a lot more playable than it used to be, other than the camera. Objects are working. Also, you can see over on the side there's particles flying around, and they're not using the right texture. It's because we have yet to find the models that they were using. So what's probably going to happen is we're going to eventually just have to go to those and change their texture IDs, or hope that we get really lucky and find the correct models in the AutoDemo.
Honestly, for the sake of getting this out in a reasonable amount of time, like within a year or two, we should probably just change the texture for the model, and then post-release, we continue with the full dissection of the auto demo and hope we come across it in first read.
Yeah, that's probably our best bet at this point. But the reason I wanted to do this is because I really wanted to show everybody where the progress is on this, because they've seen little bits here and there on my Twitter, and they've seen your posts on your GitHub, and this is what it looks like right now. It's very similar to what it was when it was released originally, but you'll notice that it's not using anything from the original Windy Valley at this point. It's using all of the objects from the auto demo, and they're all coded in properly. Well, mostly.
Mostly.
Also, textures. We've got a guy working on them. He's done a few things, but he's really slow to showing us anything. But hopefully we'll have new textures soon. Hopefully we'll have more objects working soon, and hopefully we'll be able to show you all something new eventually. But for now, Act 1, Act 3 is done. This is our little update. If you want to say anything, go ahead, and I think we're going to duck on out of here.
I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you can compare what you just saw in Act 3 to what we'll release for Act 3 as a finished layout, because gosh darn, it's really empty.
Yep, we've got some surprises in store by the time release comes. But thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next time.